Oops. Okay. Yeah, there is such a delay. I would say it's about a 30-second delay between YouTube and StreamYard tonight. Of course, StreamYard is running 30 seconds ahead of YouTube. I'm just waiting for it to catch up and I will, chit chat. But I think today was supposed to be, was it National FriYay or Friday today? It should be National FriYay. That would be awesome. But yeah, I thought I read something about they made it National Fry Day, like for French fries. I'm not sure if that was this Friday or if it's going to be next Friday. But hey, everybody, welcome. Nice to have you. Come on in, get comfortable. For those of you who are coming in, I may have somebody coming in tonight or watching us in the background that knows quite a bit about cameras. I am actually running this off an Apple laptop with the Apple camera, so that is why it is pretty lame. I hope you can hear me because I did modify the sound a little bit. Hey, Huga, good to see you. I know, French fries sound so good, don't they? Almost homesteading. Well, let me welcome in Bob. 942 was here first, and then I saw Q come in. Hey, Q. And Little Piece of Heaven Farm. And Homestead Aquarius. I thought you were out on the town, man. I'm so glad you could make it. Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. And I said almost homesteading. Let's see, who else? Lark's Homesteadish. I saw you come in too on Huga. Huga. Storms, what's up? It's my wonderful friend, Barry. Barry. It's Barry. But John says Barry. That's how everybody, like, kind of in the Northeast, they say Carol when I go up to see my cousins. I know I'm like home as far as where my mom grew up when they go, Carol, how are you, Carol? I love it. Also, they call you hun. They call you hun on the interstate as soon as you get there. You give them your money. Hey, GSG, good to see you. But yeah, that's speak of the Northeasterner. Hey, Willie Crow, how's Cape Cod? Good to see you, John. I'm glad you're not banned anymore. Tibor, good to see you. Good to see you. I hope you guys are having a good week. We've been having like heat indexes that are up to 107, they are saying on some days, but I haven't really seen it go to 107. I think the highest I saw it go was 104, and that's the feels like. But feels like crap is what they should just say. Feels like hot, moist crap because it's so humid outside. It's disgusting. It's hot and humid. It's just a wall. But it's actually not bad yet. It's really not that bad. August is coming, and that's usually kind of the worst. End of this month in August is when you can walk outside and it feels like you could cut it with a knife. It gets so thick. But not much else is happening other than I'm still getting little things here and there out of my garden. It's kind of cranking down because of the rain and then real bad heat and rain and bad heat. It's kind of cooking the plants. And then I found that I had, Indiana was miserable today. Yeah, 210 would not recommend. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend mine. Hey, P2E, good to see you. I wouldn't recommend weather either. It's been gross. And what it's doing to the plants is bad. As far as like an annual garden, it's just cooking my plants. I'm trying to keep them somewhat in the shade, but the only thing is they still get the radiant heat of the house because our houses are concrete down here and covered in stucco. Yeah, they do that. So it bakes them either way. Like, you can't get away from it. It's almost like having it on concrete. Hey, I love that. Thank you, Old Ways Gardening and Prepping, for greeting everybody. My door greeters. The only thing in Jersey, 107 is my heart rate picking this. Okay, that's nice to know. We don't need to know. You need to get some drapes, Joe. Just It's been 90 the last couple days, but it's July. It's supposed to, yeah, it's totally supposed to be hot. This is the month. You're right. P2E Jersey strong. Yeah. Try and remain Jersey strong. But I'm still getting Everglades tomatoes. Those are teeny tiny tomatoes. Sweetest little things. Big flavor. Tiny little tomato, but big flavor. Delicious. Josh, I was wondering how you were. I didn't have time to check and see if you could pop in tonight or not. I was like, I'm not putting my hair down. Maybe I will later. It's gonna do its thing because I just got out of the shower right before. I think I just said shower. Hmm. I speak another language. Um, but yeah, they're really full of flavor. They're the tiniest little tomatoes. I'm glad I at least grew them so I would have something coming in this heat. And then I've been having hot peppers come in, and because I put my peppers so close together accidentally, because I just forgot, because I don't grow peppers much because my husband doesn't eat peppers. But I thought I'll grow hot peppers and then maybe I'll dry them and make a seasoning out of it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but they're really hot. Aw, before bed, Josh. I know though, you work. Are you going live tomorrow night, Josh, you think? Since you don't work on Sunday? I hope so. It would be good to see you live. Hey, Seven Can Homestead, good to see you. Actually, I was just saying the person who knows a lot about cameras, your wife. I am very sorry for this. It is a Apple MacBook Air. And yeah, that's the camera that comes with it. I haven't been able to fix it. So I actually watched myself on TV to see what it's doing. I do have in the background something running, but yeah, the blur is extreme. It's really, really extreme. I noticed on the TV. I pack the peppers in close. They don't mind. Well, mine ended up, I thought that were supposed to be banana peppers. They ended up spicy. I don't know if they're supposed to do that the first generation with pollinating with spicy peppers. I thought it was this like the next one. Like if you save seed, I thought they would come out spicy. Hey, Cashew Gesundheit, good to see you tonight. Yeah, I don't mind either larks because I'm the only one who's going to do anything with them. But I was kind of sad that I couldn't bite into like those banana peppers, like to have as a snack because they're hot too. And I tried this one that's supposed to be a sweet hot. Yeah, drive safe, Joe. I'm sorry. That's supposed to be a sweet hot, and yeah, it was just hot. But I'm gonna drop the link. Old Ways, you're welcome to come up if you can. I know, you've been really busy. Bob, I know you were in the background. If you're still there, if you're not, hanging out at the fire pit with the missus, y'all are welcome up that are in my side chat. Just show your face so I know it's you. And you're welcome to come up on panel. It's just kind of a free for all. It's not, anything really planned. It's just about our week and what we have coming up. That's about it. And yes, I say and a lot. I noticed that too. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I didn't know if the Macs were on the MacBook Air. So StreamYard does it. I wonder if there's a way to fix it through StreamYard. I actually was going to, I was going to try and use my phone instead. Oh gosh, yeah, it's way low. They had it. There we go. It's 720 now. Let's see. Now you're going to see my shadows because it's going to come off. That's okay. So the snap camera is what blurs it out. Now that's more definition that I really want to have. I kind of like the blurred out, but that's what was doing it way. Okay. You were right, 7K. StreamYard was putting it into like a way low. It had it in, I think, 480. So there, you guys know if you use StreamYard. And it won't go full high if you're already live in 720 is the highest it will go. I learned something new. I didn't know that. Oh, can they be hot? See, I've always had cold, like not cold. I've always had cool banana peppers. My mom used to put them in salads for us. And oh, wait a minute. They've got a new feature I just saw. Touch up my appearance. Let's see what that does. It'll probably just, yep, it blurs it out. Like it goes soft focus. I can be like Barbara Walters. Go soft focus and Kathy Lee Griffin. Griffin. Griffin is the bird like thing, right? Is it Griffin? Hey, living a rogue life. Good to see you. Yeah, this isn't the free though. It's it is a reduced one though because I quit and got rid of their $25 one that they had a month. And then they're like, "Oh, please come back. You can pay 10 bucks." So on this one I can have more people on panel than the free and they don't stop. They don't cap me um as far as hours. Yeah, Baba Wawas. Baba Wawa. Oh, thanks, Tibor. Appreciate that. It's just when I saw it on, our TV that we have, it just looked really, really fuzzy. Oh, yeah, I bet she is. Nice, Huga. Yeah. Griffin is okay. The mythological beast. Well, I am sure she probably could be like that when she was on the morning show. Thank you, Living Rogue Life. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not good with names. You'll find that out about me. Let me see if I can do the link. That's the other thing with this computer is you'll know it doesn't come with USB hookups. So you have to actually buy an extension or extender, whatever they call those things, to have one. I got one. We won't see how much I paid for this stupid thing hanging out of my USB-C. Hold on while I just copy and paste. Oh, good. Thank you, Simon Ken. That's the link to come up. Oh, thank you. Storms, you're awesome. Six shooter or a turbo to me too. Oh my gosh. What? You took a shower today? That's who I'm thinking of, Homestead. Thank you. Kathy Lee Gifford, yeah. Who lost Frank. She always used to talk about her husband Frank, and then Frank passed away. I'm so glad you took a shower today, Bob. I just took one. That's why I look all like, well, I don't want to say it. What? Because that could go bad. And I don't want to be like that. It's good that you took one. Hey, Cindy, good to see you. Wow, it is a slow night tonight. I was wondering if it was gonna be. It just felt like it. There's certain nights that feel like it. But I've been watching a lot of I'm trying to decide on what mango to put in my yard. So I'm watching mango tastings right now and they're great. Like and I'm trying to find out what my husband brought home. Somebody from our church had this mango that I could probably eat every single day. It's so good. And there is one called Juicy Peach, and that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of like a juicy peach, but without the peach texture. It's just really smooth and it's not, there's no fiber, which is, if you've ever had mangoes, if you've had the older mangoes, there's fiber. If you've had the grocery mangoes, fiber. It's that stringy stuff that gets stuck in your teeth, which I don't like. But these had no fiber. Oh my gosh, just so delicious. So I'm waiting to see if we can find out. And he doesn't want to, of course, bother him too much because the person who gave it to my husband has to go back to the person, I guess, who sold him the tree or gave him the tree. And yeah, I need to know. My first one was a huge and it's a well-known one, and of course, I can't think of it. It's a huge mango. Valencia Pride. Valencia Prides can get as big as my head, but, I can't have a mango like that actually in my yard. It was just the one they had at Walmart, so I got it. Well, it turns out it ended up getting a really bad, fire blight, and I didn't know. So oh, it was amazing, 7kin. Oh my gosh, and so refreshing. Bada bing! Oh, no. Bada bing's got a new laptop, so it kinda does what it wants for a little bit, and then it settles down.
First of all, let me ask you this, you
What?
babe. You're kind of a hottie little babe. Let me ask you this. What's your
Sure.
thoughts on this? You and I
Okay.
took a shower right about the same time, right? Right? Right?
Possibly.
So we took a
Yeah.
shower about the same time, but in different locations. So would that mean
Mhm.
that we were showering together? What are your thoughts on
Um, this could get scandalous. I don't know if I can answer that. It could get very scandalous, Bob. I would like not to
that?
answer that because they could get into a lot of trouble with the man. But technically, we did on different coasts. I don't know how we swung that, but we did it on 2
Yeah,
different coasts, 3 hours apart. It's pretty amazing.
yeah. I was screaming, pass the soap from Florida to Washington State. I never saw that bar of soap. Never did.
Oh, yeah, always I thought about actually doing that. I know, such a scandal. Oh my gosh. Best soap. I like
Who
use,
knew?
Trader Joe's liquid, so you might have fallen in the shower and I would have felt responsible. Yes, too many logistical conflicts, Cashew says. No, absolutely not. Old Ways, the other thing that was wrong with it, which I forgot to mention, was I had never seen this happen before, but where they grafted it, it started to reopen as the tree was growing. The tree wasn't that, it was only like maybe that big around at the base, and it formed a wound almost. It was the craziest thing. So I was really not gonna end up keeping it and I couldn't sell it with seeing that opening up. I was like, what is wrong with this thing? I should have taken it back to Walmart, but I didn't have the receipt anymore and it didn't have any of the tags on it. Teamwork. No, no videos going out like that. No, sorry. He says would need video to confirm nor deny the evidence. Yeah. Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah,
I can say I gave the chicken a cantaloupe.
yeah.
Ooh, the bunny. Oh, I bet they love that. Yeah, they can. I've heard they can peck right through it and watermelon too. Oh, good night, Willicrow. I know you get up early in the morning. Willicrow, I was actually watching a man who was before you go, oyster farming in Virginia, and he was saying, or they said in the special that Virginia is like the largest area of oyster farming in the United States, which I found really odd. I thought it would be up near you in the cold, much colder waters. So I don't know if they had it was an old video or their information was correct or incorrect, but it was really interesting. The whole flock of chickens
There's
is
still a few of
standing.
those oyster farms
What was that? There's
here in
some
Puget
out.
Sound, Washington State.
Oh, I believe
Yeah.
it. I would think you would
Yep.
do really well on the West Coast too with the Pacific Ocean with how cold it is out there, except for, they might glow in the dark
Yeah.
if they
There's some
get.
small farms in Puget Sound in the calmer water, not right off the coast of in the ocean, but in
Mm,
Puget Sound, there's quite a few of them. Yeah.
yeah, like in a bay area where you're not getting
Right.
all the waves and
Right.
everything. Yeah,
Right.
because that's the surfer coast. The surfers out there make fun of us in Florida. They're like, "You don't have waves." I'm like, "What are you talking about? We have waves." They're like, "No, you don't." Like the ones down in San Diego. A whole flock of chickens. I can't imagine little chickens standing in front of a fan. That's too funny. Why is that many of us have babe? Yeah. Willie Crow needs a shower. Is that why he has to go? That probably. I'm just glad he's back in and he's no longer gone. I felt terrible that night when I banned him from my live accidentally. I just felt terrible. I couldn't get him back on. Oh my. It's really lagging tonight. You still there? There you go. It's like skipping all around and doing a little laggy dance over there. And this StreamYard is lagging to
Yeah.
YouTube. Like, oh well.
Mhm.
That's all right. You can, oh, he's the odor of sweaty oyster. Oh, nice, Q. That's a horrible thing to think about. That's disgusting. Sweaty oyster sounds gross. But yeah, Mama, I'm gonna have to put some copper and keep some here because that is something I've heard happens here on other trees. And then now I have that stupid, we have root knot nematodes in my elevated bed, and I don't know if I spread it to any of my other beds because I was looking where I might have into my other beds because I moved a radish.
I got to the point to where I had to start throwing around that diatomaceous earth all over my place.
Yeah.
Ants,
Oh.
earwigs, eating everything. Ants getting into the house. It's
oh no.
Well, this place was left derelict for so long that no one's maintained anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I had to get out the nuclear device and bomb everything.
I remember you doing that when you first got the place too. I think you had bombed it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We had issues like that too, but fortunate for me, my husband works in lawn care and they have a pest control right next to them. So, I mean, we're talking 12 years ago. They didn't do anything heavy. They just did the perimeter for the ants. And then we had with the rain, we had carpenter ants coming towards our house. And the guy was like, oh, they might be up in your attic. I'm like, no, they're not. They're coming through the sliding glass door. It's been raining nonstop for a week. And I was right. I'm like, because I had just taken up a banana and that's where I saw them. I'm like, no, they're migrating from the outside to get out of the rain. No, that's about it. I'll have to look for the organic form of it then, the copper, because we just get a lot of blight and all kinds of things down here because of the humidity and heat. Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out. Almost Homesteading says she has a DIY ant trap video on her channel. Cool.
Oh yeah, I've done all that Boraxo and all that again and again and again and again, and they just consume it, and one little hive dies, and then they launch out another queen, and here's another hive, and another one, and another one, and yeah. I went all the way around the perimeter of my house with diatomaceous earth everywhere, all the way around it, and the rhubarb and everything else, because the bugs wiped out all of my it's like bok choy. They slaughtered it. It's gone. And I found out what was eating it was earwigs because I poured some Alaska fish fertilizer in the pot, and an earwig popped out of the soil, and went, oh crap, man.
I've only seen them in like moist places, the earwigs. Not often do I see them in Florida, but I've seen them they're usually not a good sign if you see them here. They're a sign that you better look for wood rotting somewhere, because that's usually where you find them, is under something that's rotting. Yeah, I'm still sticking with organic too, Tibor. My husband's not allowed to spray non-organic stuff in our yard. This was on the track on our slider that he was allowed to spray it, but not near any of my plants or in like the soil area. Got earwigs. They eat. Oh, they eat aphids. Okay, well, at least they're good for something. Q says they'll eat your aphids.
Darn earwig.
So if ants are farming aphids, that might be what they're after. If the ants are there, it's like circle of life.
They even ate rhubarb leaves. They'll eat anything. Anything.
Yeah, that was sad about your rhubarb because you were so happy about getting it, and
I was able to salvage it 3 out of the 4 in the backyard because of the diatomaceous earth. Because the earwigs ate from the roots inside out, and then ate everything as they climbed up. And it's like that's the only thing that stopped them. That was the only thing.
Yeah. Yeah, Tibor, they are a sign of wood rot. Carpenter ants won't eat wood. They'll go in and inhabit areas that termites have been in or where you have wood rot. We have 2 big strangler figs in the back, and they came probably out of my neighbor's tree because it was right in an area where they can drop down. The strangler fig is, I can never say the word. It's just like an orchid. Epithelia. It just means it's like an air. It can survive up in a tree and it sends down roots. Well, it's the same thing with strangler figs, that they can survive up in a palm tree in the top and then it'll send down roots. Well, our neighbor's tree right now has a massive wall of roots that you can see coming down. So in the rain, they must have been dropping down on my banana, and that's where they were, around that area. Oh, uncooked grits for fire ants, Old Way says. Okay. What will that do, Old Ways, to them? Was it make their belly explode because they're uncooked? Oh my gosh. Homestead Aquarius says, beware of the moist places, my son, for there the earwigs lurk. It sounds much better in my head, like in your voice, Homestead. Crazy. Which I wonder where like Laura is. I know they're probably tired, and I haven't been. I know too. She's been hanging out with her mom and taking her mom out more. But Janice, my girls are too. Uncooked grit. Okay, so it does make their bellies explode. Thank you for that tip. That's awesome. Because that's a bane of many people, Old Ways, and they never know what to do with it. I wish you would be able to come up, Old Ways. I would love to have you on too, because you are just filled with so much knowledge. And jokes. Perhaps a second, Old Ways. Oh my. And then it just went.
I'm going to have to bounce.
17. Huh? You got to go?
I've got a few things I got to take.
Okay.
I've got to bounce off. So thanks for having me, girl.
You're welcome, Bob. I'll talk to you later.
Peace out.
Okay, you're welcome to come back up. Oh my Q. It's gonna go NC-17 is what I meant to say in the side chat tonight. So I'm trying to think what else. I've been watching also local nurseries. There's a guy that has a channel on YouTube. I'm trying to think now if it's fruit trees. Yay! No way! Yay!
Yep, I'm here.
The woman with the knowledge.
I'm looking too angelic. I got to do something
Yes.
about the glow.
Look totally angelic. Should have the soundtrack.
Yep, I'm just going to have to deal with it. It's the storm light above. I don't know how long I'll be on. We have storms across the river. But I'll sit out here in them. It ain't going to bother me.
Oh, good. Okay. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad to have you up. So,
glad to be here.
So for those of you, you should know Mama Owl, as we call her, hoot hoot, over at Old Ways Gardening and Homesteading. We've been having Do It for Junior, where send in $1. Is that to your PayPal, or how is Homestead doing that?
To the PO box. To the PO box.
Okay, to the PO box, and it's just basically if everyone would just send $1 if you can spare it. She will never ask for money. It's just for her husband right now. He's not working and he's in pretty bad shape, and they are hospital hopping basically because you're hitting walls. And for those of us who have dealt with medical issues, we know what that's like, where you're not getting answers or the answers you're getting just suck. So if you could do that. Also, PayPal, friends and family, Cedar, at CEDAR, right? CEDAR. If you'd like to give a larger gift, that's accepted too. So that was my plug for Junior. Do it for Junior. Help their family out because he's the main breadwinner, and he will be out of his. He is out of his job right now, and he will not be able to go back as a truck driver due to. It's a split. It's not his heart. It's a split in the aorta. Is that what
It's
it
his
is?
main. It's his main. It's your main artery, the descending artery. It comes out of your heart at the
Mhm.
top, comes around, goes into your abdomen, lower, and it splits for your femoral arteries that go down into your legs and kidneys and everything.
Oh wow, it feeds
It
into everything.
splits from about an inch above his heart all the way down to where it stopped right where it splits.
Now, which is the aneurysm they said is actually larger than they
The
originally?
one in his abdomen.
Okay, so it's not the one that was at the top; it's the one that's further
Like the
down near
bottom.
the abdomen. But
They
still,
haven't said any more about the top one, so I don't know what's going on with that. We keep getting told something different every time, and
yeah.
now we know apparently the last hospital visit they told us a smaller number. They said 3.8 centimeters. Now it's 4.4 centimeters.
Okay. Now, yeah, I'm just hoping you guys will find a way to get to Vanderbilt because that's the well-known hospital in the
That's,
area.
that's coming up
Oh,
next
good,
week.
good, good,
Because
good.
we're not going, we feel like it's entrapment and
Mm-hmm.
we shouldn't have to lie to get medical attention. So yeah, we're not going to go lie to get into the ER.
Amen. And for those of you who haven't watched her video, the last doctor told them, advised them to lie so they could get back into the hospital and maybe get the tests that were canceled on Junior. So Teresa did not feel right about that. As many of us wouldn't, I wouldn't feel right about that because they could always turn around on you and say, oh, well, I told her to say that. Just, they could still brush
We
you
don't
off, get
we
you in
don't want to
trouble.
lie because one, you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
I have a strong foundation of not lying.
Yeah.
And if we lie to get into the emergency room, we might be blocking somebody else coming in behind us that's actually having a heart attack. And we don't want, I mean,
True.
Junior's bad, but it's not worth it to lie. It's just
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, I don't know if she can get there. It's hard enough, Tibor, to get him to Vanderbilt because Vanderbilt's 2 hours away. Is that right?
Four.
Oh, it's 4.
Yeah.
Yikes. Okay. But
Aussie's
Vanderbilt is
going to take us up there.
oh great.
And to stay up there to see if they're going to admit him or if they're going to send us back.
Okay.
Hopefully they won't send us back.
Yeah. But Larks, you also said Vandy is she's saying yay, Vandy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or Cleveland Clinic Heart Specialty. Yeah.
It's going to either be Vandy or I think it's Centennial that's right across the street from them. It's going to be one of the two.
Okay. Okay. Are they associated with each other? Like Vandy?
The Centennial or whatever it's named, I have to look at the email again. It's strictly nothing but heart and vascular related. That's it. They don't do anything.
Oh, okay. So that's their specialty there too. I know they were saying Vandy, that's their specialty, but they are more a teaching. They're also a teaching hospital. Okay. Yeah. That would be a hard one. That's for sure. Especially after what you guys have faced. But at least this other hospital before this went awry with this one doctor, he was getting more attention and you were finding out more about his condition with the aneurysms than you did that first.
Second hospital, we found out a whole lot more. The first hospital was lying to us.
Yeah, that was horrible. That was horrible. Yeah, I do not understand, but It really depends too on like the doctor you get that's on call, that's on the floor. It falls on so much. The nurses that are also working with that doctor, how well they communicate. Like I saw that with my daughter, and I'm sure you've seen it too, just being a mama. And you see these things now too, that it's like, it looks like we are headed towards worse healthcare than we've ever kind of seen, as far as it going more socialist with the corporations running it.
Yeah, third world
Yeah.
hospitals.
Yeah. And Canada used to come down here when they couldn't get seen up there with their, like, they all say like they love their healthcare, but we still had an influx of Canadians who could afford it would come here to get seen quicker than I knew, because I had friends in Vermont who said they were always crossing the border up near them and going to like the city hospitals up in that area and going to New York City and things like that. So yeah, people who think that this, whole universal healthcare is great, obviously have never had to deal with like Medicaid, Medicare, and trying to get covered for something when they say no.
Yep.
Yeah. Because that's what it's going to be like all over the place. But anyway, that's kind of political, but I don't care on my channel since I'm not even 1,000 yet. They don't watch me. They don't watch me too closely. That's kind of like why I'm not in a rush to get to 1,000, because then they might watch me a little more and I'll have to be a little more careful, which I hate the idea of, which I don't notice. You're pretty upfront on your channel, even though you're you've gained a lot of subscribers, which has been a blessing.
I'm almost to 6,700 now.
Congratulations. That's awesome. You deserve it though. I mean, you have content like where they talk about content being king. You have great content. I have to say, like, any video I watch, I usually learn something. Like, I didn't know about how to fry. My mother didn't fry much growing up. Probably because she wasn't comfortable with it. But just watching you fry those green tomatoes and watching you, I don't even know what you call that when you do the
double dredging.
Double dredging. I couldn't think of the word, the dredge. Yeah, I've never seen the double dredge. I know it's been done, but I've never seen somebody do it.
Oh, you do that for fried chicken too. You just don't use the cornmeal.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Good fried chicken. That's where I wanted to learn how to fry, was because my husband's mom did Southern cooking, and she was already in, of all places, Ohio. She grew up actually in Ohio, but she could Southern cook. Like when you said you do the rollout type of dumplings for chicken and dumplings, that's the kind she would do. And I was like, I've got to get Teresa to. Do you have that video on your channel yet?
Yes, I have a chicken and from scratch chicken and dumpling video.
Okay, good.
It's in
I gotta find that one.
In the playlist of Southern Cooking My Way.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out because I only got to do it with her one time, and I just didn't catch on, and mine fell apart. Huh?
It takes a while. It really does.
Mine fell apart, and I was like, I did something wrong, but I don't know what.
Don't do it on a rainy day. They don't do well.
Okay. Those are things like a Southern woman would say. Don't do it on a rainy day.
Because your flour will absorb the moisture from the air.
Oh, okay. So then that's why it would break apart, because it would have more moisture in it to begin with. Well, that's good to know. That's probably too why she went and grabbed. I watched her do it. She went and grabbed. It was powdered milk. It must have, because we were in Florida and it's always moist here. She grabbed the powdered milk to stiffen it up, and I didn't realize that. Okay, good to know. I need to get some powdered milk too, because you just made me remember that.
Get powdered milk, get the whole milk.
Okay, I think I might have the whole. Okay.
2% is nasty.
I agree. 2% is nasty. I can't have any of it. It just gives me gas, period. So I can only use it in recipes, and that's about it. I can't drink the stuff.
But
my
the whole powdered milk is so much better.
yeah. I'll have to get some of that. Passamaquoddy, I didn't even see you sneak in here. Passamaquoddy's got 2 new videos up, you guys, and we actually get to hear Passamaquoddy's voice on the latest one, which that was a blessing to me tonight to hear her voice. I was like, oh my gosh, it's your voice, isn't it? So proud of you, Passamaquoddy. Poor Passamaquoddy's been getting so much rain, and I just feel for her because she worked so hard to put all those beds together, and I know too she, you know, she's not as mobile as she'd like to be, we'll just put it that way, and she worked so hard to get them, and then nothing but rain, and she also had cold weather too that was hounding her in the beginning. So Passamaquoddy, I'm so proud of you, so glad to see like your new videos, and that's wonderful, and I owe you a shout out still for that. I just put the meat thermometer, she was gracious enough, she bought me a meat thermometer out of nowhere because I told her my mom was notorious for overcooking meat, making sure it's dead, not just dead. So thank you for that, Passamaquoddy. Storm says, always gardening and prepping. My first wife, grandmother, is the first person to cook Southern food for me, and I have never looked back. She lived in Ohio, but her family was from Kentucky. See, that's so funny. Something about it catches up with them in Ohio.
Southern cooking grabs your spirit and embraces it. And when you eat true Southern food, you feel happy. You feel the warmth circulate through you, and plus we cook with love.
Yeah, absolutely. There, you feel that pleasure in it, and you feel that love from it. Absolutely, because it's more than just like comfort food. It takes you back to the times you might have eaten it with certain people that aren't with you anymore. Just like a traditional meal that you have kept in your family. We had lentil soup is one of ours. We always did it. New Year's, you have to have lentils. Supposedly, it harkens back a long time. Supposedly, it was good luck and bad luck if you didn't. And I don't know if that was from our German heritage. I'm not really sure.
I don't know. We have to have black eyed peas.
Yeah, see, I remember that from Southern folks have to have black eyed peas. So it might be our German heritage. No way. Did Storms said I just said dead 3 times like I did, and his phone heard me. His phone woke up. That is creepy. Maybe your phone thought you did something naughty, Barry. Wow.
Resurrect the phone.
That's scary. I think yours is Google too. It's like ruled by Google, but it doesn't matter because mine's Siri. Siri does the same thing. And if you ever are on Amazon, watch your camera turn on. It on my phone, it'll show because a little red light will pop up right next to the camera. They turn your camera on Amazon and watch you. What you're looking at.
Mine don't.
Mine turns on. I don't know why. Turns
I
on.
have a lot of my settings cut off.
Yeah. I'll have to check and see if I can find that setting and cut it off because that's creepy as heck.
I keep my GPS off. I keep all of it off.
Yeah, I do that because of my children. I keep the GPS off because they can track you through pictures. Hey, Misha Lee, thank you for coming in. Oh, the pork and sauerkraut. Yep, the PA Dutch. Yep, pork and sauerkraut we did too. Okay, we didn't do that on New Year's though. So I wonder where the lentils came from. Because we had the Pennsylvania Dutch, and then we also had the Irish. Heavy Irish from both sides. My grandmother was Irish and my grandfather was German. And I know my great grandmother, she was in PA, in Philadelphia in the 1800s, and found out that her father used to repair wagons. He was a wagoner, and I didn't know what it was. And actually, somebody helped me find out. Makes sense. Duh. Wagon's right in the name. But yeah,
Yep.
but what's so weird is he was doing something that was going out. Like they were going towards the horseless carriages and moving in that direction. So wagons weren't going to be around. And so my grandfather's work wasn't. And I wonder like what happened with that, because my grandmother, I think, ended up being an orphan. So I do wonder like if they couldn't support their children anymore.
More like
Yeah, I think that's what it sounds like, especially in the city, because it wasn't like you could go and, you know, also farm. That I was watching a special on that about how food safety initially was supposed to be like a good thing because they could keep food in those barrels and make people sick in the cities. And those city folk couldn't do much about it because they didn't have any place to really grow their own food anymore. They came to the city and had to buy from the vendors. So if they would have just stuck with that and protected people from illnesses, we would have been okay. But instead, they took money, and now it's a big mess if they don't protect us. Yeah, I don't know when they stopped, like when it really stopped, and got political like it has with that certain letter. The FDA.
It was after World War II.
Okay. When companies took over with manufacturing all the food, things like that. That makes sense. That totally makes sense. Oh, your great-grandparents immigrated 1850s? Oh, wow. Were they, let's see, full-blooded German? My grandfather, English and Irish. Oh, neat. Or cabbage rolls. Yeah, I don't know. My great-grandmother. Did you don't do you do cabbage rolls or anything else from, like, other than Southern cooking? Do you have any other, like, I know you have Native American heritage. You're Cherokee, right? Is it Cherokee?
Yeah, Cherokee.
Yeah, you have the cheekbones, Cherokee cheekbones that the ladies have up in the Appalachian. Is that it?
Yeah. I also have the Irish and Scottish.
That's what I was wondering, because of your light hair, where that came from.
Yeah, I got knocked out. My sister, she got now I tan when I finally get out in the sunlight, but I haven't been able to get out much, take care of doing it. But she had the thick, dark hair, and she was darker complected. We didn't even look like sisters.
Wow. So it skipped you. You got the Irish heritage and the coloring, and the Native American went to your sister. That's so wild, because I know somebody like that where she looks as German can be, and then her sister is the type of German coloring that, of course, a certain Hitler wanted, with the blue eyes, blonde hair. And what's so weird is he didn't look like that, but he wanted all that. That's how messed up it was. But yeah, they just split in the coloring and the way they look, even height wise and the way they were built. It was really weird, like how the genes can do that. But
fall and winter comes along, my hair will go back darker brown, and then over the winter I fade out.
That's my husband. Well, now he's going gray, but same thing. And my daughter gets the blonder hair during the summer, and then it goes like darker during winter time when we don't have as much sun on their hair. But so do you make anything from your Irish Scottish background that's like
traditional? Plenty of it. Colcannon, I love that. I make what is it? Shortbread. Yeah, I do a lot of Irish and Scottish.
You do the soda breads too that they would do?
They're okay. I'm more into regular bread.
Yeah.
But I have made the soda breads.
I think it's like a dry biscuit to me. Soda bread.
So it's just a big dry loaf of bread.
Yeah.
It's like a quick bread.
Yeah. It's good to know though, like, because we don't know where things are going. They don't look good where they're going. So it's good to know about making soda bread.
And plus, me being a foodie, that don't help, because I will cook from all kinds of nationalities.
Yeah, whatever tastes good and
Yep.
fills you up. Yeah, and brings you comfort.
Moroccan, African, Middle Eastern, European, South American.
Wow.
Yeah, I cook pretty much all of it. Russian, yeah.
Now, do you have playlists that are those kind of cooking videos that you? Is it like everything else cooking
I
or?
I haven't got into doing a whole lot of the other stuff because telling you, y'all got to calm down. Quit thinking out of the box, become the box.
Mm,
Try new foods, venture out. You
yeah,
don't know what you're missing because
true.
people get stuck in ruts and
Yep.
they're scared to try new things.
Yeah. My husband's very much that way, and my kids both have sensory issues, so it's difficult. I'm trying to, with Malachi, move him up just with texture, just a little bit at a time. The sense of smell with my daughter when she was little and we had her try a carrot, it wasn't until years later she told us why she couldn't eat them. She says, "Mom, they taste like flowers to me." I was like, "They do."
Mhm.
And I ate one and I'm like, "I'll be darned. I now taste the floral note in it. Now that you said that, I never tasted the floral notes in carrots until she pointed it out. Just
Mhm.
I just
No,
enjoyed
I'm talking about everybody else out there in the chat.
Yeah.
I know you have to be careful about what you cook.
Yeah. Yeah. But no,
But
I mean, I agree with you. I try to get my husband to try new things because we can't grow the same way from his
mhm.
childhood. We can't if we get stuck with our backyard, I can't produce the stuff that we get at the grocery store. It's going to be a little different. It's going to be tropical versions of it.
Yep,
So trying to ease him in to it and drying things too. I find drying it and powdering it and sneaking it in.
yep. That's what I do. I have one family member. She don't like except she don't like vegetables except for a few. Well, she don't know what I mix in the food. I mean, nothing bad, but I enjoy making meatloaf. They like meatloaf. They just don't realize that there's powdered broccoli in there, powdered spinach in there,
Awesome.
powdered tomatoes. I put all kinds of little powdered stuff because if you can't see it, you don't know it.
True. No,
It's a,
that's a great
it's a,
tip.
oh no, that's my new seasoning blend. Well, this is good. Thank you.
I think that's a great idea. What's that?
Hmm.
Burgoo? What is burgoo? Is that are you, Larks? Is
It's
that
a
a dish?
stew. It's like a stew, a
Oh,
burgoo.
oh, okay. That's probably what she's asking you if you've made burgoo.
It's a
Mercury was
Eastern
saying
Coast. That's the Eastern Coast
thing. Okay.
Uh,
Mercury was saying Hitler was from Austria. The blonde hair, blue eyes is a genetic split. 2% of the world population is blonde and blue. My grandchildren are. That's funny that you say that because they were they had Austrian. He still
yeah.
spoke German, the father, but they really were, he was more from Austria than really just German, like when you say German. But he spoke German, so I don't know. I forgot he was Austrian actually until you said that, Mercury. I can't
But
get cigarette tubes.
but yeah,
Oh,
I have a big playlist called Southern Cooking My Way.
yeah, I'm gonna check that out because I know my husband will be very happy, and then maybe I can figure out a way, and I'll ask you, okay, where can I sneak in something in this, or can I? Is this one you just don't?
Oh yeah, I'll help you sneak some vegetables in. I have
Oh,
no problem doing that.
great, great. Oh, they do okay. They do a burgoo festival here every year. Clark said, "Cool." She spelled it one way, and she goes, "Festival even." I love that when you do that. Yeah, it's a new seasoning blend. You like that, AC? Yep. I need to just say that. But my husband's funny. I mean, I don't know what his little nose smells, but he'll be like, "Are you making mushrooms?" Out of nowhere. I'm like, No, and I have no idea where you're getting that smell from because there's nothing in the house that smells like mushrooms. But okay. Is it just your fear talking? Because when we were talking about the cream of soups that one time, like why they taste real good. They used to because were loaded with MSG. Any of that red label stuff from Campbell's used to be loaded. I think they've been starting to take it out because they know it's not, like, people are having reactions to it. But my mom, with her her Thanksgiving gravy, would use cream of mushroom soup in it. And one year, like, he was going on about how bad mushrooms are. And finally, I was like, listen, I hate to break it to you, but all the Thanksgivings we spent at my mom's house, you had some mushroom pieces. That wasn't the turkey gizzard in there. Those were little mushroom pieces, dear. He was like,
giblet gravy, yes. But
that's
I
it,
don't
giblet.
add,
That's what.
I don't add cream of nothing into my giblet gravy. That's
Yeah, she
trash.
stopped doing the cream. Yeah, she started doing, I think she even just stopped even using flour to thicken it. She started using cornstarch. And so it got like a real pure kind of flavor. But then it was Jello in the fridge, more so with cornstarch. But her gravy, and she was a this and that. She didn't follow, like, kind of like Southern cooks are, a pinch of this, pinch of that. And they know when it's right. Mom would do that with her turkey gravy. I could eat that stuff just on toast. And I loved it. And that's what would happen, because she would make a huge batch of gravy and we would run out of turkey before we would run out of gravy. And I would eat it just on toast and be happy as It was one of my favorites. Throw in powdered veggies. Yeah, I'm going to try that. Like she said, yep. I'm going to throw in some powdered veggies past McQuaddy.
Yep.
Everybody's talking about, Barry says he's got Irish and Scottish in his bloodline somewhere. I'm sure. I think a lot of people do, and they don't realize that we were pretty prolific. We didn't have TVs, and made a lot of babies.
When the potato famine hit, many people had to immigrate because they were starving.
Yes. Yep. And also their land became controlled, and they weren't getting enough land to farm for their family sizes, which were big, because a lot of them were Irish Catholic, and you didn't use birth control. You weren't allowed to.
You had to snuggle in the wintertime to get warm.
There you go.
Things happen.
Yep. Happened even with my grandparents when, they were here in the States, 11 kids to work the farm. They got all of them to adulthood but one, so gotta give them credit.
Yeah.
One of my dad's brothers had drowned, actually, but the rest of them all made it to adulthood, so they were on their P's and Q's, those two parents. I cannot imagine raising that many children. Like a class full of children, or half of one now, because there's when I left public school, they were squeezing 28 kids in my room. That was way too much for a special, because I have all different needs in that room.
Yeah.
Especially the specials. I taught art. They always would stick you with the difficult kids. They can do art. Yeah. Can't do this. Can't do that. Great. Let's see. My grandpa lived off the land. Trapping and hunting was my childhood. Trapping turtles, beaver, coons, and fishing was my childhood. Now my kids are asking me to teach them at 27, 30. Right? I bet, Mercury. I wish.
Teach them.
Teach them now, because they're going to probably need it. Sadly, that's the way things are going. Feels good to pass on tradition. I still hunt, trap, fish. Feels good they ask even late. Yeah. Mercury, I would ask you right now too if you were my daddy. Like, I'd be asking. Never to. Yeah, teach them while you can. That's what my channel was just legacy, just so they could see me gardening, because I don't have that from my dad. But I was actually sharing with Teresa and Homestead Aquarius. I sent them both pictures of my dad's banana tree. I found pictures of his banana tree, which was so cool. because that was one tree that he bought. Well, it's a plant, but it was one that he decided he wanted in his backyard. When we came here, he got the citrus trees. They were with the house. But it was the one thing tropical that Daddy wanted to plant, and he did. So it's cool to have and you can tell he was just as excited, couldn't you, Teresa? Like I had 4 more pictures of like different angles of that flower coming out. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's great. My foster families had 7 of their own kids, and my brother and I. Wow. In a 13-room farmhouse. Oh, wonderful. There you go. Yep, cashew.
You're never too old to learn how to do things. Never.
No. I do find like though my learning curve is a little bit different now. I'm not remembering or I'm not learning as fast as I used to, and I'm not retaining it. So it takes a lot more effort for me to learn something new. I think that's where they get that can't teach old dogs new tricks. No, we can, not that I'm a dog, but they can learn. They just have a longer curve. They're not as quick about it as they used to be. Plus, we have a lot more stuff competing.
We're Gen X. We're a little more stubborn.
Yeah, because I really didn't like regular school. That's why I liked art, and yeah, I liked drama for a little while, but I did that and actually got to go and do extra work, and so glad my parents watched after me. And my dad was like, don't you dare go modeling, no bras or bathing suits. And if they tell you to strip down to that, don't you dare. So glad he was on top of that. He knew what those photographers would ask for. Thankfully, my mom was always like kind of with me. She only left me on the set. Like if I actually had a job and she knew like I'm remaining in clothes and everything. Because back then you didn't have, like you said, we're Gen X. We didn't have cell phones.
No.
All the kids have these cell phones. Like, no, we had pay phones, and they weren't. You needed it. Let me see. Wait, I skipped something. Yeah, Art Garfunkel. I liked all the arts. I don't know. I'm not sure about that one, Cashew. Yeah, it is a plant, Mercury. I know. I grow one that actually looks like a Philippine banana because a Filipina saw them and she thought it was a banana from home and she got excited. I said, I have no idea. I said, people have called it Thai. I said, I got it from a guy who speaks Spanish out of his backyard. Dwarf banana. I asked him for a banana and he bought it.
Banana.
It's just a banana. I feel funny. Both of ours. What is that wind? There's wind.
It's lightning.
Oh, are you on the back patio? Are you on the back patio?
Yeah, I'm on the back porch. I'm watching the boats come down. When I look over, I'm watching the boats come down. That was a good one.
Oh my gosh. You need to go? Is it like that kind of dangerous?
I love storms. I'm perfectly fine about it.
I like the beach. I like the beach when it's stormy. I can't go there when there's lightning because you'll get killed in Florida. Flat land, it looks for the tallest thing. And sometimes you might be it because it's flat here.
Yeah.
But I love when the ocean is just churning and it's gray outside and you can just get a mist off the ocean. I love days like that. That's also
well, the rain's not coming down too awful heavy, but it's a beautiful light show.
I can't believe you have signal with that one. That was close. It lit up your face and it went right off.
Yeah, that one was over there. Storms make me happy. I can't help it.
What happened, Larks? Did you lose us for a moment? Oh, you kept hearing the wind. That's what she's talking about. She goes, thank goodness. I kept hearing it, and I have been looking for the open browser window and could not find it.
I'm competing against this central heating unit. But
yeah.
Now, Mark said something about winds getting a little bit, but it's mostly all lightning.
Yeah. I saw AC what you said, the beepers. We were, yep, those beepers. You had money if you had a beeper, like at least back in the day.
I'm starting to feel like I need to be, oh, what was his name? The Count, and go, ha, 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 ha.
That's what he was, the Count on Sesame Street. 1, 2, 3. Oh, oh,
If
oh.
I'm supposed to be this electrical boat, let it.
Oh, that's funny. Sevenkin did the same thing. He said he was watching a lightning video earlier. So he was doing the same thing, looking to see if he had his browser open. Wasn't that one close? I thought so too, Sevenkin. It lit her up and then all of a sudden we heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was right over there. I've done had 4 or 5. Beautiful, beautiful, bright, whitish blue over here. Yeah, these are cloud to ground, most of them.
Mm-hmm. That's scary. They're cloud to ground, most of them.
Yep.
I hope you're tucked in nice and tight. Like, and
yep, I'm in the metal camping chair.
Oh my gosh, I do not want to do like your eulogy. Gosh, she was on Alive with me in a metal chair.
Not ready for me. I'm too much trouble. They're not ready for me. They know if I'm coming there, it's going to be, I might try to take over. They're not ready for me.
I'm ready to go to the basement just watching the lightning on Mama's feet.
Wait, but I missed that one. What?
Lark said that. She goes, y'all, Cray, I'm ready to go to the basement just watching the lightning on Mama's feet. Yeah, right? I will not take a shower when it's lightning outside. I will not go near our sliding glass doors, and we have a patio, and you're out there watching it. It is an artwork, though. You're right, Sevenkin. He loves lightning, too. It is. It's beautiful.
Yep.
So beautiful. And I love the way it smells after you have a lightning storm. It's all those fresh ions in the air. It just smells so good.
It depends on where the rain here. It's nice now. It's real nice now. But it depends on what direction it comes from. If it comes up from the Gulf, it smells like fish. We know here that if the system comes up from the Gulf, we're going to smell like fish water.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes when it comes from the west going east, I don't know what it is, it smells kind of like a wet dog.
Ew.
Not always, sometimes.
Florida already smells a little fishy, so I'm just saying like a fresher fish smell.
But no, this one,
fresher fish smell.
This one has a really. I know it sounds weird, but I'm a weather addict. It has a clean, but it's weird, like a floral smell to it.
That sounds like a good one. It would smell like fresh air, but it would smell like right after you lay concrete. Like it was really weird, like the smell that I remember when we would get a really good lightning storm. That's like the ozone.
When certain people are mowing grass, it depends on where they're at and what kind it is. It smells just like watermelon. That's the grass. Oh. Yeah.
That sounds. I wouldn't mind that smell. I love watermelon. Living the dream, trying not to lose my mind. Oh wow.
Now, my big worry right now, and I can't see Chad at the moment. If this lightning is causing anybody's PTSD to flare, please let me know, and I will get off.
Oh.
I didn't know if it might be upsetting anybody in the chat room.
Yeah, anybody who's been through, like, we have people who've been through hurricanes. I was ready to get out of the state, and we went through Wilma, and all we did was we lost a few roof tiles and lost power for more than a week, 3 county-wide. Everybody was out.
Worst one I've ever been through, and I've lived further south. Katrina, the hurricane that they don't talk about.
Yeah, no, they don't,
They
because they
act like
screwed
it's
up.
never. Yeah, they. Here's the top 4 bad hurricanes, but she's never listed.
Oh wow, they list it
No.
down here. Florida's aware of it. Like if somebody does it from Florida, they list Katrina. They list Andrew and Katrina.
She held together all the way up here.
Wow. Yeah, that one was horrible. That was horrible. I felt so bad for there were folks that stayed back with bad intentions, but then there were folks who just couldn't get out. Like there's always those folks who just can't get out. Like we would have been, if we were in one of those zones with my mom staying with us, I have no idea how we would get out. Like it's really hard when you have somebody who's handicapped or elderly to try and
evacuate. Or you don't have any vehicle, or there's
exactly. Yep. Yep. Even with a vehicle, I couldn't get her when she was lame, basically from the waist down. I wouldn't have been able to get her out to the car. I would have had to call just like everybody else was calling, like medical transport.
Yeah.
And, have her lifted into the car. And then how would I get her out? Those are the people.
That's an actual train.
My. Yikes.
I don't want nobody panicking. That's a real train coming.
Yes, thank you for that. It's not a tornado because they do sound like trains.
It's not a tornado, it's a train. Actually, it's Amtrak. That's what it's called.
Oh, Lark says she's good. She grew up in Texas Tornado Alley. I admittedly have irrational fears of storms, but not watching them on a screen. Now, if it were here, I'd be in the basement. I don't blame you. Well, Larks, when I was looking in other places that don't build to Miami-Dade code, I'm looking for a basement. I'm looking because I want a basement. If we ever move out of Florida, and even within Florida, I want a concrete block home. Like it is the craziest thing, but Miami-Dade, like when Hurricane Andrew hit, the contractors were, pulling all kinds of stuff. But then the state of Florida got together and made Miami-Dade code because of what happened in Miami-Dade. Well, it seemed like it only went up so far in the state. And it's like, you idiots, hurricanes go all the way up our state. Why isn't it? It made no sense. So you have to check when you're moving to Florida, if you move, anybody does, always read through the description. Don't get a frame house down here. I'm telling you, some of them have survived. The really old frame houses, some of them have survived. But you are better off getting a concrete block home because, they go everywhere. And Andrew didn't just come up on land itself. It came up with tornadoes all around its base that went out. And that was the most dangerous thing about Andrew was the tornadoes went in every different direction. And at first they didn't know what they were looking at. It was like, what the hell? Andrew went here. Why is all the damage over here? And the weathermen came out and finally were like, well, this is what happened. But yeah. So when I look like up north, like in Georgia or any further where any place a tornado could hit or even the hurricane could continue to travel, basement or concrete block. So I don't blame you, Larks. I would probably be in the basement too if I went through tornadoes. Oh, good night, Seven. Is Sevenkin heading out? I'm sorry, I missed that. Well, y'all, I'm gonna try and get these children to bed, try to watch a movie. Oh, nice. Thank you for coming in, Sevenkin. I appreciate it. And thanks for your live. Your live was great. And I probably will have a question for you about my audio because that was one thing I noticed. I have to encourage people, if you can and you have the ability to play your videos up on your TV so you can see what people who can't get to the computer but can do it on their TV are experiencing. My audio is terrible. I didn't realize how bad it was. It's terrible. And then I noticed and I don't know why Filmora does this, but with Filmora, if you shift a picture this way, I don't know what kind of adjustment you make, but it's so then poor people that, are on smaller screens, it's like microscopic for some reason. Let's remember that my dad's family is. Yeah, I remember, Q, that your family's from South Florida, Miami. Yep. Wow, Passamaquoddy. Her house was built in 1940 that she lived in Brooksville. Yeah, some of those houses are built so solid, though. 1940s. So,
back when they actually built real house.
Yeah, where they built things on center. This house is built concrete block around, but within it has those aluminum things that are not on center at all. They're terrible. My dad helped us with this house because it was a foreclosure, and when him and I went through the base of some of the rooms, we had to cut away the drywall because the moisture was wicking.
Yeah.
It was built so horribly. And also because the AC went out when they installed the AC. We didn't know it was an installation error. We thought it was the people just didn't maintain it, didn't have it cleaned out, and it backed up. No, when they installed the AC, they left a little bit of an incline, so it was coming back into the house.
Yeah.
Well, where the AC was, that was an all mirrored wall. So that moisture was in the house all the time. We had to take down almost a whole wall, my dad and I, in equipment.
Yes, you couldn't see it.
Yeah, couldn't see it as soon as they came down. And what was so cool was, I have to say, it was a God thing. I was at a gas station and saw a mirror and glass installer, and I was looking all over for the suction cups that they use, those big ones, the industrial. And I said to him, like, where do I buy those? And he's like, why do you need them? And I said, well, I have these mirrors. They're all the way up to the ceiling on this one wall. He goes, oh, no, you do not do that, please. You could cut your jugular and die right there on the spot, or cut your head off if it breaks. And he goes, I will give you a really sweet deal. I'll do it cheap, but please, you could get killed doing this if you don't know what you're doing, because they'll break on us sometimes. He goes, it's dangerous. It's not as easy as people think. So he gave us a deal and came in and took it down. And yeah, that thought just didn't occur to me about it snapping, cutting something off. I don't know why. All I was thinking was getting the house livable,
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking, oh, I could get killed in the process. But anyway, when we removed it, it was like, oh my gosh, it's even back here. It's down at the base. You notice because they didn't finish the stucco, it had wicked around the base. Anyway, so we removed that portion of the drywall almost through the whole room here, the great room out there. My dad was like, I have to write everything on the tile because not one of these is on center. He's like, they like willy-nilly this house so much. And I'm like, yay. Yeah, I thought it was just the people who lived here were, terrible. No, the house was terrible to begin with. Woohoo! Yeah. I always joke like my house was made by the liquid lunch crew, pretty much. But yeah, still I would want a concrete block they do a rebar through the concrete block too down here.
Yeah, it's always best with the rebar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Some guy tried to tell us that we didn't have rebar. I was like, get out of here. I don't want your report. You're full of crap. Like, I know you've got some rebar, or the walls wouldn't be standing up. They would have fallen down. Oh, Passamaquoddy did drywall repair at one time. Replaced bathroom floor. I've done that, Passamaquoddy. Laminate.
I can do drywall. I don't like it.
I can too. Yeah. I can do small repairs on drywall. I can't do like a whole sheet, because if you have to lift that and secure it at the same time.
They got lifters for that.
You need the lifter.
But I don't like it because you have to do special things to hang a picture. No, I just want real wood on the wall.
Yeah, I like wood on the wall. I do like wood studs within the house. So much easier to deal with.
Now, I'm trying to get where I like the reclaimed pallet wood and all the different colors it has. If you sand that down smooth,
beautiful.
once you, it'd make a beautiful floor. I've seen it up on walls now.
Mm-hmm.
You seal that? That's
Yeah.
that.
We watch, it's actually a couple that flips houses. They're on HGTV, but they're in Texas, and she leaves and does things like that. It looks so pretty. I love
Mm-hmm.
it. She did that with like a flooring, and she just left it with the different colored woods. Really pretty.
Yeah, I
Oh,
like a
she,
house character.
I like it too. I like character in my houses too. I need to actually do something with the wall that we did a lot of the drywall because I didn't sand it as well, but also when they installed the drywall, it's got the like a Boeing.
About the wave, as I call it.
Yes, it has the wave. And I'm not quite, I'm going to have to probably do like a 1x2 just to make up for the concave in the wall if I ever put something up. I was thinking of getting those. Have you seen those tiles that they're just like PVC tiles that are like textured?
Yeah.
I was thinking of doing that. That might be the cheapest route to go and easier to deal with, but because it would hide it a little bit.
Mhm.
But yeah, I need to do something with that wall. Maybe I could do masonry work too. Oh my gosh, you poured cement, Passamaquoddy, and lay bricks and blocks. I think Mama Al and I talked about that, or you and I did, Passamaquoddy. Didn't you do the class in high school too for doing stuff like that? It was usually a boys' class. Did you take that?
Oh,
Like construction?
wood shop.
Yeah, wood shop. You were
Yeah.
doing a lot of wood shop. We also had construction basics or something, and I took it. I was
And
like,
I took that, and I would go to home ec and then straight to woodworking, wood shop.
hmm.
It's it's blue working and making blueprint and you name it.
Hmm. Yeah, I like doing that too. We only had wood shop for middle school. I don't remember us having a big wood shop in our high school.
Mm-mm.
Um,
No,
I
they
don't
didn't have wood shops in high here. They had
yeah, I don't know
they
why.
had um, car body and mechanic.
Got it.
I
They did.
I
You're right.
wanted
We had it. Hmm.
I wanted to take that to learn how to weld, but Mama wouldn't let me.
I remember you saying that. Oh my gosh. Well, it's hopefully never too late once Junior is
I'm gonna learn.
well.
He knows how to MIG weld, so
Mhm.
he still. If we get that set up, he can teach me how to do that. I want to do ironwork.
I would like to, yeah. I'd like to do quite a few things, but it's like I could go off in so many different directions. Right now, my gardening is enough, like as far as learning, just learning
Mhm.
about that. And then also with my son, and I know you have Junior and taking care of his health issues. And then you do the majority of the cooking for the family when you're at the families. So
Yep,
you got your plate full too.
in
It's,
more
it's,
ways than one.
yeah. I didn't even mean that as a pun, but totally as a pun.
I like punnage. I can't help
I
it.
do too. I think you, Robert, and I like the puns. He's so
Yeah,
funny when I catch his puns. He's like, "Thank you, thank you."
it's funtacular.
It is. Gosh, that was bad. Oh my gosh, that's awesome, Passamaquoddy. I learned by watching my dad, following him too, and then just doing some stuff on my own. I learned a lot when we wanted to sell the town. Well, when I wanted to sell the townhouse and get out of Broward, I wanted to go to Georgia, but God just said no. When he sends you a verse over and over again, is like, I gave them what they wanted, but I sent leanness into their souls. I was like, I don't think we're supposed to move. I don't like that verse. Leanness in my soul does not sound like a good thing, honey. Fair. My husband was happy as can be. He's pretty much a Florida boy. He was born in Washington State, but they moved here when he was young, and he don't want no cold weather. He was afraid of getting up near the Georgia mountains and getting that colder weather. But I think it's beautiful up there. I wanted to move up there. This is going to sound stupid, but just for the hummingbirds alone that they get to watch. Just to have my coffee and watch the hummingbirds.
Just remember, hummingbirds are mean little things to each other, and it's a danger zone anywhere near a hummingbird feeder.
You're the first person who actually was honest about that. I've read articles about them. Like, is it like their beak, or is it a sword? You will rethink once you read this article about how they, get with their feeders, and they get very possessive, right?
Yes, they are. I have 4, and they're still not happy.
It's crazy.
And a lot of
they
people
can be mean, AC.
Everybody thinks that their favorite food is nectar. No, their favorite food is spiders.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They got to have that protein.
Spiders.
Yeah. And they use yeah. And they use their the spider webs too to build their nests, to hold their nests together. They're smart for such a tiny bird. They're very smart. Like to think
tiny packages.
Yeah. That's right. Just like you and I. Our shorter stature.
Oh, I'm a tall girl.
Oh, are you? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm 5'7".
Oh my gosh. Okay. My dad was 5'7". At least my dad claimed to be 5'7". I don't think he was. I think he was like 5'5" at the most.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I bet they like basil. The basil flowers they see. Yeah, they probably do. Well, it's different when they're foraging in your yard compared to when you have feeders all set up. They get possessive, like Mama Owl said. They do get possessive.
They
Lark
don't care in the way of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have zones. Like they know they'll fight for their zone, just like a mockingbird does. Mockingbirds will chase off other birds in their zone that they consider that they have. I'm 5'7" and too tall to be short and too short to be tall, stuck in the middle again, Q says. Oh my gosh. Larks, how tall are you? If Mama Owl is short. Passamaquoddy says she's only seen one hummingbird, one dragonfly this year, and haven't seen one ladybug yet. Yeah, the dragonflies, I hadn't seen that much until it was really strange, until my mom passed away. And then suddenly I've got pairs tapping on my window at night. When I'm only up, all of a sudden they're tapping on the slider. So I was like, what is that about? And I looked it up and it's like a little kiss from heaven. Like people said that that's happened to them before too. When a loved one has passed, as dragonflies will come and come on face or come and tap on their window. Really cool.
And another story about dragonflies is if you're fishing and they land on your pole, they are really good luck. And also, if you see a bunch of them flying together, a lot of times it can mean there's a snake over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that one at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wonder if I can reduce that. Let me see if it reduces it. I'm seeing if I can reduce some of the background noise on your side a little bit. And up your mic. Yeah, I didn't know that about the snakes. I know to listen to nature when I go outside. I listen to the birds and the ducks. And that one day when I saw the otter, there was a wood duck going nuts. And it was up in the neighbor's tree. And I'm like, what's going on? And I'm looking all around for what it is. And then finally I see it. And I put it as a short because I was the first otter I ever saw in our canal. It's like, oh, frick.
Yeah. It's kind of loud here because the bottom fell out.
Oh, of the storm.
The lightning came through first. Now the rain's here.
It almost sounds like somebody's got to pressurize, like they're filling tires when it comes off that tire, that sound like from a compressor.
It's really coming down now. So I'm probably going to have to get off here so I don't drown you out.
Yeah,
Fun
I
and
don't mind.
games.
Thank you for coming up. I appreciate it. You're welcome anytime.
Oh, I'm more than happy to. I have enjoyed myself.
Good. I'm glad. You deserve it.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mom Al. If you
Oh, love you.
yours is on Monday night. Monday night,
Yeah,
7
Monday
Eastern.
night, 6 to 8 p.m.
6 to 8.
Central Time. Sorry, I'm watching the rain come
No,
through.
go ahead. Go ahead. Go get safe.
All right, love you. Bye, everybody.
That was awesome. That was such a nice surprise. Yeah, dragonflies also eat, but they eat mosquitoes, AC, so they're fantastic for that. They're fantastic for eating mosquitoes. But yeah, I had never had visitations like that before of dragonflies. We didn't have that many around. Well, it is still kind of early for me, but it just seems like a slow night. And this weekend is actually my son's 9th birthday. Little Malachi, we got him right before 12 weeks old. He was almost emaciated. And we fell in love with him within the first 2 weeks of having him. In fact, my husband wanted me to tell the case manager that we were willing to adopt him after only having him for 2 weeks. My husband was going off to work and going to bed at the same time. I was the one staying up with them. So I was like, I don't think I can tell her that. I mean, I wanted him too, but I was more concerned about the responsibility of what he had been through and what it would do to him. And also we had a daughter too already. And I still wanted him, even knowing all that. I didn't want to take him away from his family. And that's one thing I think people have to understand as a foster parent. And they told me right away in the beginning that this would probably be foster to adopt because his family had been in and out of care multiple times for neglect. In fact, his mom was in the paper for one episode of neglect before Malachi was born. But if you would have told me what a love he was going to be, I would have believed you because he was such a cute baby as far as how he would laugh and engage. That's why it's been so shocking with going through the apraxia speech with him, because he seemed like he was such a good communicator with us when he was little, but he's doing so much better now. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful to God that, Malachi was brought to us. And, for those of you who know me, know I've talked about it. And it was totally a God thing. And if it wasn't, it would have been probably harder all these years. It's been hard. I mean, one day I actually called my messaging group by accident and I was ready to whip his butt because he had done something really bad that day. Like, it wasn't bad because he's not trying to be bad, but he's trying to get attention. And he knows what gets attention is sometimes the bad stuff. Thank you, Shebor. Yeah, she was playing talking. I don't know how that. Yeah, the yellow jackets I've heard about, I see. But anyway, I'm very grateful for him. We've walked this road with him and are going to continue to. We just ask for your prayers with the years coming up now. He's going to hopefully get, it's called applied behavioral analysis, which will help with some of his behaviors that are rough. And he is starting to communicate more, which I'm very grateful to God for, and saying more things. Like tonight, he didn't want to go to bed, and I had he knows when I put my phone down and start doing certain things, it's time to go to bed. And he had his little iPad and he was watching something on there, and he looks over at me and he goes, "Phone? Like, pick up your phone, Mom. I don't want to go to bed." Like, phone? You want your phone, right? Don't put me to bed yet. Yeah, no, not quite, AC. Actually, his first name now is Isaiah. But no, he's not redheaded. My son is black. So no redhead. Thanks, Tibor. You have a good night too. Everybody have a blessed weekend, and hopefully I will see you back next Friday. And I hope everything goes well with your gardens and the weather. The weather has been crazy down here, and yes, we've gotten a lot of rain. Thank you, Q. Okay. Yeah, I figured it would because it's going to make demands on him that he's not going to want to meet. It was hard enough when he was doing OT, and she would change things up because of his OCD. Yeah, that I figured. Let me see. Oh, thank you. Yeah. And thank you, Mama Al, again for coming up. I love you guys too. And yeah, have a blessed night and a blessed week. And I hope your gardens are very fruitful. I will see you guys later, hopefully, in our chats and around YouTube. Bye, everybody. Oh, and by the way, try mango. It's mango season while you can. It's almost over.